Hey, good afternoon, good evening on YouTube and Facebook, LinkedIn. Hey, on TikTok. How are you? I'm Brian Manning, and I am a political asylum lawyer. My law firm helps immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. We're based in Houston, Texas, but we help people all over the country. And this is the Asylum Answers show where I'm going to answer your questions about asylum, how to get it in the United States. All right. So go ahead, leave the comments for me. Go ahead and start asking your questions in the comments. First of all, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. If you want to let me know what country you're from originally, I always love to hear that. But let me know where you're watching from in the United States. Give a shout out for your current city. Let me start though with just a few words on a question that I got today that I noticed I've been getting a lot lately, which is how do you change asylum lawyers? If you have one lawyer already working on your immigration case, but you've decided that you want to change, you want to hire a new asylum lawyer, how does that work? What do you have to do? I'm going to tell you about that. But first, actually, I'm going to get to your questions. But first, I'm going to say a few words about that. So go ahead and start leaving your questions. And while I'm talking about this, I'll let the questions fill up. Hey, how are you guys? Good to see you. And then we'll get to your questions about asylum in the United States. All right. So Arizona, hello, how are you doing? Good. How are you? I watched all your, Saida says on YouTube says, I watched all your videos. Well, then you've been busy because there's quite a few. And if you haven't noticed, I've been busy lately. We've been busy producing content that I think is going to help a lot of people. Even if you never even consider hiring my law firm to help you in your asylum case, I think you're going to get a ton of value from my YouTube channel. TikTok, go to YouTube. All right. Sorry, TikTok, I'm sending people away. Go to YouTube. The channel is called Political Asylum Lawyers. Go to YouTube, search Political Asylum Lawyers, and that's where you're going to find all of my best stuff. Okay. All of my full length trainings, tutorials about all kinds of different issues related to asylum that you're going to want to know. They're going to help you win your asylum case. All right. But back to the topic that I wanted to touch on today, before we get to your questions, go ahead, leave me your questions, is this: how do I change asylum lawyers? So let's say that you've hired a lawyer and maybe you're not happy with them, or maybe they retire and they can't keep representing you, whatever the case may be. You need a new lawyer. You want a new lawyer. How does that work? Well, the good news is it's easy. Okay. You can definitely do it. You have a right to have a lawyer help you in your asylum case, whether it's with USCIS at the asylum office or in immigration court. You have a right to have a lawyer, and you have a right to choose who that lawyer is. Okay. That's the good news. So how does it work though in practice? In practice with USCIS, if you have what's called an affirmative asylum case and you're going to have an interview at USCIS at an asylum office, it's super easy. It's just a matter of you starting to work with a new lawyer, and that new lawyer has to send in a form to USCIS called a Form G-28 that says, hey, I am now the lawyer for this person. From this day forward, contact me as the lawyer. Don't send stuff to the old lawyer. Just work with me on the case. Okay. That's easy. You don't need any kind of permissions. You as the client, you don't have to sign anything or do anything. It's all, well, you have to sign the G-28. But other than that, there's nothing else for you to do. It's super easy. In fact, if you hire a new lawyer last minute, right before, let's say, your asylum interview, the new lawyer can just show up with you. They don't have to do anything ahead of time. They just need to bring the G-28 with them, and you can even sign it on the morning of your interview, and they just give it in, and the asylum office will say, okay, great, you're the lawyer. Sounds good. Super easy. So in immigration court, I mean, it's a tiny bit more complicated. If you have a lawyer that's already on your case, that's on record as being the lawyer in your case, then the new lawyer that you've hired will need to do a motion called a motion for substitution of counsel, saying, hey, look, I'm now the lawyer on this case. So, work with me, immigration court, and prosecutors from ICE, consider me the lawyer, send everything to me. And this one will require that you, as the client, sign a form that says, hey, my old lawyer was X. Now I'm working with Y. I want Y to be my new lawyer. And then your new lawyer will submit this, and the judge will make a decision on it. Your new lawyer has to take a few steps. They have to send a copy of this packet to the old lawyer, so the old lawyer knows, hey, someone else is trying to come into the case as a new lawyer. But even if that doesn't get done ahead of time, if the new lawyer just shows up at like your immigration court hearing, your new lawyer can make this motion for substitution. They can do it orally. They do still need to show that they've informed the old lawyer that they're trying to take over on the case, but it'll get done. Okay, it's not a big deal. It's not hard. So, but that's how it works, sort of logistically and practically. But in terms of, could this negatively affect your asylum case? Changing lawyers? No, it won't. Okay, it happens all the time. The asylum officers, the judges, they don't care that you went from one lawyer to another. It doesn't look bad. I promise you, it will in no way negatively affect your case. All right. Changing lawyers will not negatively affect your asylum case. All right. So, maybe the third thing to touch on is logistically, how do you manage that transfer from, working with one lawyer to working with the new asylum lawyer? And your new lawyer may be able to help you get the records from your former lawyer by asking them, hey, can you send us, like a PDF or a link to a Drive box where we can get in PDF format all the old records, for all the files, everything you have basically for this person's case. Sometimes the old lawyers don't cooperate. They just don't want to deal with it anymore. And when that happens, well, in any event, even if whether they cooperate or not, your new lawyer should do a Freedom of Information Act request so that they can get a copy of everything that is included in your immigration file. Okay. So the point is, even if your old lawyer is being sort of uncooperative and won't give you your records, you'll be able to get a copy of everything through a Freedom of Information Act request, assuming your new lawyer does one, which they should. All right. So really, there's no reason that you should stick with a lawyer that you're unhappy with. If you think that your current lawyer is not doing a good job, like they're not doing enough to build a strong asylum case for you, not going to put you in the best possible chance for asylum success, then you should leave them. You should go to a new lawyer. And if you're not getting good customer service, like if it's impossible to get through to anyone at the law firm, if the phone just rings and rings and you can't talk to anyone, you should hire a new lawyer. All right. Because these things matter in trying to give you the best possible chance for asylum success. We have a lot of clients who come to us from other lawyers who, in a lot of cases, it seems like what happens is the other lawyers don't know that much about asylum. They're immigration lawyers who don't really focus on asylum. They maybe do everything in immigration. They do family-based immigration. They do employment-based, investment-based, and a little bit of asylum on the side too. Well, to me, that's not good enough. Okay. I think you should work with someone who focuses day in and day out on the exact problem that you need solved. If you've got an asylum case, work with an asylum lawyer. Okay. If you've got an employment-based case, then work with a lawyer, an immigration lawyer who focuses on employment-based immigration. All right. When you have let's say a heart problem, you're not going to go to a neurosurgeon or a neurologist, right? You're going to go to a cardiologist. Why? You want to go to the person who focuses on solving the kind of problem that you need solved. All right. I'm an asylum lawyer. My law firm is an asylum law firm. That's what we do every single day of the year. We love it. We can't get enough of it. That's what we're here for. So if you want help with your asylum case, you should call us. In December, we're offering free consultations. We didn't used to. We used to charge. Right now, at the moment that I'm doing this live, we're offering free consultations. On YouTube, if you look at the bottom of the screen, the number is going across now. On TikTok, you can go to my profile and find it. The number is 713-909-0401. Even easier than calling, go to the website winasylum.com, WINASYLUM.com, winasylum.com. That's where you can schedule a free consultation with us. We're offering free consultations right now. That might not last. Well, we might start charging again. So take advantage of this opportunity to schedule with us while it's free. All right, let's go to your questions. What do you want to know about getting asylum in the United States? Let me know. All right, I am ready to see what questions you have about USA asylum. Let's go to YouTube. Okay, quite a few. I've sent an RFE for asylum. It's been 96 days and I didn't hear anything. That's on YouTube. We got a question from Rabin. So the question is, what happens if you get an RFE and then you reply to it and then you just don't hear anything? What's going on there? Well, first of all, what is an RFE? This is called a request for evidence. And this is where the asylum office wants more information. They want more evidence. And sometimes after your interview, they'll send you a letter that says, hey, actually, there's something else we want to see. You have a certain amount of days to send us this additional thing that we want to see, or things. All right. And you need to do that. You need to comply with the deadline in the RFE, the request for evidence. Okay. And once you do that, you eventually they should make an answer, make a decision on your case and send you that decision. So in the question here, the person was waiting 96 days. That's a long time. Okay. It's unfortunate. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you when it's going to happen, when you're going to get an answer, but I can tell you this: if you've been waiting more than 3 years since the time that you applied, which is to say you applied 3 years or more ago, and you've not gotten your decision, your decision yet, you can sue the government in a mandamus lawsuit to force them to give you a decision. I mean, after an RFE, I would maybe wait another couple of weeks, but then you can sue. You can threaten to sue, and then you can actually sue if that doesn't work. Okay. So thank you for the question. How are you? So Saeed, I'm doing well. Thank you, Saeed. Thanks for asking. So let's go. What else do we have? We've got a bunch of questions. We've got people watching from Arizona on YouTube. We've got a question over here on YouTube that says, Jimatengar, sorry for the mispronunciation, says, what is mandamus and how is the process, please? So the question here is, what is a mandamus lawsuit and how does it work? What's the process? Well, thanks for asking. So mandamus is a Latin word that is used to refer to a lawsuit that you can file to force the government to take action on your immigration case. You see, the government has an obligation to act in a reasonable time with regard to any immigration application. And when they don't do that, you can sue them, where you're asking a federal judge to tell the asylum office, hey, it's been too long. You need to take action. You need to either give this person an interview or give them their decision if they've already had the interview. So basically, what is the process? You file a lawsuit in a federal court. The government has 60 days to respond and tell the judge what their position is on this matter. And very often during that time, they say, oh, we don't want to fight this case. Here you go. Here's your interview. If you agree to drop the case against us, to withdraw it, we'll give you your interview or we'll give you your decision. So that's how it works. How long do you have to wait before you are likely to have success with a mandamus lawsuit? That's an important question, because remember, the government has to act in a reasonable time. So if you sue them and it hasn't been an unreasonable time yet, the delay, then they'll say, we're not going to give into this. We're going to fight this because we think the judge will agree with us. And if the judge thinks, you know what, that delay is not that bad, it's not that unreasonable, then you won't win. The judge will not tell USCIS that they have to take action on your case. So you want to wait until it's been unreasonable. So what does that mean? Lately for us, what we've been telling people based on trends that we're seeing and our experiences with suing the government is 3 years. If your asylum case has been pending for 3 years or more, we think that you're in a pretty good position to get what you want, which is to say, to get the government to give you your interview if that's what you're waiting on, or to get a decision if you've already had your interview and you're waiting for a decision. If it's less than 3 years, there's a decent chance that they'll fight you on it. They'll say, no, we're not giving in on this one. We're going to fight this one. And if you do have to fight that out, it's going to take a long time. It's going to take probably at least a year to argue about it in federal court. And there's a pretty low chance for success, in my opinion. But at 3 years, you're in a pretty strong position. At like 5 years, if you applied for asylum 5 years ago and you've not gotten a decision, you're in a quite strong position, because if you sue at 5 years, the government sees the lawsuit and they go, USCIS goes, oh, that's a long time. That's a real long time. So if we fight this in court, he's probably going to win. So why should we go through that time and effort if we're just going to lose in immigration court? So there's a pretty good chance that 5 years, strong chance for success. 7 years, very strong chance for success with a mandamus lawsuit. All right. So I hope that you will, Eric, I hope that you'll give us a call. We love suing the government. We've had tons of success with this. Our clients have been getting their interviews, getting their decisions, and they've been going on to win asylum. So I hope you'll call us and schedule a consultation, schedule an asylum strategy session with us. When you call us for an asylum strategy session, we're going to talk with you about what's going on in your case. We're going to figure out what's happened, why you're afraid to go back to your country, and we're going to walk through your situation so that we get a good understanding of whether you have a chance to win asylum. And if we think that you have a chance to win, then we're going to tell you exactly what we're going to do to put your case together, to build it and to strengthen it and to give you the best possible chance for asylum success, because that's what we do every single day. We love doing it. So call us and schedule an asylum strategy session to talk with one of our asylum professionals. Again, right now in the month of December, we're doing this for free. Okay. Free consultations right now. Don't know how long that will last, so take advantage of it now. That number is on the screen on YouTube, TikTok. Go to my profile, you'll see it, and schedule that consultation now. All right. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? If I have relief from asylum, can you guys help motion me out of removal proceedings? So this question is from TikTok. Thank you for the question. So the question is, if you've got some sort of relief available to you and you're in immigration court proceedings, can you get out of deportation proceedings, out of immigration court proceedings? And so this is getting at the issue of prosecutorial discretion to try to get a case dismissed. Okay. So here's how it works. The policy of the Biden administration for a while has been that there's certain cases that they just don't really care about trying to deport. Like there's people that if they meet certain criteria, the government's like, not a big deal if this person stays here. We're not going to go out of our way to try to deport them. And for those people who are not a priority for deportation, they'll usually agree to ask the judge to dismiss your case from immigration court, to basically terminate it, to end it such that you're no longer in deportation proceedings. So that can be good, or for some people, that's not so desirable. Okay. This is actually can be a really tricky question, a tough decision to make about what's in your best long-term immigration interest when you're thinking about your future in the United States and how to get what you want, how to get long-term status here in the United States. So here's the thing: before you ever agree to dismiss, you should definitely talk with an asylum lawyer about it. All right. Before you say, yeah, judge, I'm good with dismissing, or before you go tell the prosecutors or the judge, I want to dismiss my case, you should talk with an asylum lawyer. Okay. Because this could be a little bit more tricky, I think, than it may seem. All right. So to answer your question specifically, maybe, we might be able to help you get your case dismissed if that's what you want to do. We should talk about it first, about whether that's the right thing for you. And if it is, and you want to get it dismissed, then we'd be happy to try to do that. Okay. It's not 100% given, even if you have a form of relief. I said that this person asking the question they said they had a form of relief from removal. Probably they mean like they're married to a U.S. citizen, or somehow they think they're eligible for a green card for permanent residence, some path other than asylum. And it's true, this can be a means to get out of immigration court. It's something that can make it more likely that ICE, the prosecutors for the government, will say, okay, we'll agree to dismiss this one. But you don't have to have that to get your case dismissed. Sometimes you can get your case dismissed despite that you don't have some other option like that. Okay. So we should talk about it. From YouTube, Malik says, and yes, I'm from Florida. I watch almost every video of yours. Really helpful. Thank you. Watching from on YouTube, Annandale, Virginia. Nice. I love Virginia. I stayed 3 different times in Northern Virginia in the Washington, D.C. area when I used to be a diplomat with the government, because that's where, our foreign ministry, the Department of State, our headquarters is there in Washington, D.C., but all of like the training stuff is the training facilities for language and what they call tradecraft is in Northern Virginia, in like Crystal City and in Falls Church area around there, and Arlington. So I love that area. I love Washington, D.C. One of the best cities in the world, in my opinion. All right, a couple more questions. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. I filed for asylum but was sent to court. I'm presently in removal proceedings but got married, and she filed the I-130, but she canceled to do it again. Will my work permit be canceled if I filed for VAWA? That's a lot. No, your work permit based on your pending asylum case will not be canceled if you file for VAWA. It will not be canceled because someone filed an I-130 for you. None of that will affect your work permit that's based on your pending asylum case. So that's good news. Okay, so I'm an applicant. I'm an asylum applicant. If I marry with a citizen that has U.S. citizenship, will I be eligible to update my status and withdraw the asylum application? Thank you for the advance. Thank you in advance. You're welcome. Thank you. So here's the question: if you are seeking asylum in the United States, but you get married to a U.S. citizen, what happens? Can you get a green card through that U.S. citizen? And what happens to your asylum case? Should you just withdraw it? Should you make it go away? Well, the good news is that yes, as long as you meet all the requirements, right, you can get a green card through marriage. It doesn't matter that you've applied for asylum. That doesn't The asylum case does not affect the marriage-based green card case, so that's good. Does the marriage-based green card case affect the asylum case? No. Having a green card case pending does not affect an asylum case. Actually, getting the green card, once the asylum office learns about it, they'll send you a letter that says, hey, we saw that you got a green card and we assume that you no longer want to pursue asylum. And if you do not respond to us in writing in the next, I think they say 16 days, maybe it's 30, and tell us, oh, actually, I want to keep pursuing asylum, then we're going to close your case, administratively close your case. In some cases, it might not make sense to have your asylum case closed or withdrawn, even after you have a green card. That's a little bit tricky. But even before you get the green card, right, based on marriage, you're probably asking yourself, okay, I'm married to a U.S. citizen. They petitioned for me, or they're going to petition for me, so I can withdraw my asylum claim, right? I don't need to keep seeking asylum. I should just tell the asylum office I don't need it. I withdraw my application. Don't do that. Okay. Do not withdraw your asylum claim just because you think that you're going to get status elsewhere. Do not do that unless and until you have that green card in your hand. Okay. Things happen. Marriages fall apart. Green cards based on marriage get denied all the time because USCIS thinks there's fraud. They see fraud under every rock. So you never know what's going to happen. You want to keep your asylum claim open as like a backup, basically, in case your green card case doesn't work out. So don't withdraw your asylum case unless and until you get that green card in your hand. Okay. Thanks for the question. All right. Let's see. Let's go over to, yeah, nice. Oh, very nice. Thank you. Nice. Okay. Thanks. So I've already applied for asylum. Actually, I've already applied for asylum. Is it too late to get a lawyer? Absolutely not. So the question is it too late to get a lawyer once you've already applied for asylum? The answer is no, absolutely not. There's a ton that a good asylum lawyer can help you do and help you increase your chances for success, even though you've already applied for asylum. Okay. So we have a lot of people who come to us after they've applied, whether that's in immigration court or before USCIS. And there's a ton that we do to help them. Okay. You can still do a lot to strengthen your case on paper by submitting what we call a supplemental filing, which is basically going to be a roadmap to show the asylum officer or the immigration judge how to get to the answer yes in your case in the easiest way possible. Okay. It's going to consist of a few things: a declaration from your perspective, evidence that we're going to recommend that you try to get, and then a legal brief where we explain exactly how you meet all the requirements for asylum. Okay. That's the supplemental filing. The second step is preparation. We're going to do extensive, intensive preparation, a practice interview, mock interview, full scale, where you're going to see everything that you'll experience on the day of the real interview. This is crucial because the interview is harder than you expect. Okay. The officer doesn't just sort of let you explain yourself and tell your story. Rather, they're going to ask you question after question after question. They're constantly interrupting you. They're changing topics frequently. And the truth is, some of them are trying to get you to make mistakes so that they'll have an excuse to deny you. Okay. But with proper preparation, you can go into your interview confident and prepared and ready to do a good job. All right. And so that's crucial. And then, of course, there's the representation aspect where we can represent you in your asylum interview or an immigration court. Make sure that your rights are protected. Make sure the officer or the judge understands exactly how you meet all of the requirements for asylum. Okay. So those are the things that we want to do. All right. So call us. Schedule a consultation. Go to the website, winasylum.com. Okay. Go to WINASYLUM.com and schedule a consultation today. We're offering free consultations right now in the month of December. So take advantage of that. Come see us, come talk to us. We'll do a consultation virtually via video conference or telephone, whichever you prefer. So go to WINASYLUM.com to schedule that now. All right. Nice. All right. So love seeing this. We've got from Riscanet on YouTube says, if I want to hire you, how can you help in Florida if you're personally out of state? We help people all over the country. So I live in Texas. My law firm is based in Texas, but we have clients all over the country, including in Florida. So we'll be happy to support you there. The lawyer does not have to be living in or in any way associated with the state in which you live or where your immigration proceedings are. So we travel all the time to places for interviews and hearings. One of my colleagues this morning was in New Orleans, Louisiana, for an asylum interview for one of our very deserving clients. I can't wait to get that decision because I'm confident he's going to win. I've been recently all over the place, Miami, San Francisco. So we're happy to travel, and some of this can be done remotely. And sometimes the judge will say this hearing is going to be done by video conference. It's not in person. So then, of course, we do it that way. In terms of the preparation and the case development, we do that virtually for everyone, even for our clients in Texas. All of the practice, all of the document exchange, all that is done virtually anyway, no matter, even if they're in Texas. We do it by video conference and telephone and whatnot. So that's how it works. With that, we're going to call it a day. Have a good evening. I'm Brian Manning, and I'm a political asylum lawyer, and it's my honor to support you in your asylum journey. Call us to schedule a consultation, or go to WINASYLUM.com if you want to talk with an asylum professional about whether we can help you and support you in your asylum case to give you the best possible chance to secure your future in the United States through asylum. As always, it's really a pleasure for me to be here with you guys. So thank you so much for taking the time. And I'm going to look forward to seeing you very soon in our next live to answer more of your questions about getting asylum in the United States. Thanks. And until next time, take care, and we'll be in touch. All right, guys. Bye. Nice. Thank you for that. Have a good one. Bye.